The big question is, do African Americans have a culture? What is the African American people culture in the United States of America? So when we say African American, we're talking about Africans, those who have the African DNA, who were born in America, or those who have African DNA, who are descendants of African slaves who's in America, North America at that, which is the USA. And the answer is yes, we have a culture. The African American culture, think of these words. When we think of us being descendants of our ancestors, which were enslaved in America. Think of these words, which is adaptability, survival, strength, endurance, the chemist, the alchemist, and we got to use the word magic when we speak of our ancestors. We got to say the last word, which is being a warrior through the endurance of slavery to come up out of that, to transform this land that we call North America. So I must say and give all honor to those who are before us today, because we are descendants of the African slaves, no matter if you want to call them Black Indie, and today we call them the nigger culture, or we could call them the black culture. So these are names of African Americans. So as we speak, we got to give our honor to them, because they endured slavery. They went through the pain. They went through their own being killed by the oppressors, watching their sons and daughters being killed by the oppressors, found a way to escape, and also fighting the oppressors and beating them through the Gullah Wars, the Black Seminole Wars, and the Gullah Wars, fighting war after war, defeating the European army of the United States of America. But also, we got to give all honor to us today, who made this culture so brilliant. But the honor started from our ancestors to now, all the way on through. All honor to the culture itself, because the African culture in America is so enlightened and so advanced that it's diverse. It's very diverse, with many styles, with many traditions, but it's all African. And also, it involves religion, it involves spirituality. And so when we talk about the African culture, we're talking about many talents, many skills, many ways to dress, many hairstyles, for your cornrows, your braids, your waves, your low cuts, your fades, different styles. Then we talk about the female hairstyles that they have. So when we talk about African America, there's so many hairstyles, so many talents, so many skills, the color coordination, the music, the dance and rhythm people, the friendly people. And this is definitely on the upside of who we are. The laughing, happy people in America. Our culture is brilliant. It's very brilliant. When we talk about intelligence, research, the intellectual minds, this is our culture. Our culture are people who can cook. We have cookouts between family members. Our culture deals with music, art. It deals with having a good time, giving honor to the spirit. Some say God, some say the universe. And the thing is many ways and expressions that come together as one African American. This expression, we talking from the lighter shade of melanin, like yellow color black people with the nigger nose, with the kinky hair. We talking the red nigger people, or red bones, with the big lips, nigger nose, kinky hair. We talk about even to the darkest. Talking about brown, dark brown, chocolate, all shades of melanin. And of course it deal with mixture, but we came up out that. Our blood survived it. The African blood survived it through all that slavery put on us. All that slavery did to us. And it messed up some of our mentality, our mind state. But a lot of us did overcome the slavery mentality, even though some still in the slavery mentality. So we've been warriors. So this is what I call our culture: adaptability, survivals. We survivors. We are warriors. Yes, all throughout America, history. I say his story, but our story, we've been fighting and fighting and help changing things slowly by slowly is a process, but we have changed things. So our culture is brilliant to the T. And to this day, people don't understand it. And a lot of people who don't know themselves, they might be talking about moving back to Africa, but we got a culture right here in the USA of America that's so brilliant, that's so bright, that a lot of people can't see it. I'm talking people who look just like me can't see it, but it's there. But today, we do have our brothers and sisters of mine still in the slavery mentality, but those who see like myself, if those who are spiritual, who use the Arisas or the Arissas, those who use the Netarus or Kemet or Kushite culture to help them, or those who just spiritual and conscious, high conscious and aware, and who knows. This is a brilliant culture, because when you look at things, you got to look at it from the perspective of everything we done. From the genius state of our minds as inventors, the oppressors, the slave masters, the colonizers took ideas, our ideas from us. Without us, would this be America? Without us, would America be advanced? Without us, think about it. Even when they fought against each other, the European fought against each other, the French, the English, the Spanish, don't matter what, who they used to fight their wars. They use blacks. They use Africans. They use us to fight their wars. We had the black loyalist army. Then they had the black patriot army. So the loyalist army fought with the British people. So what they did, the British gave black people's freedom if they fought for them, and land, and also cleared out Sierra Leone and areas like that, and Libya for us to stay if we fought for them. So the black patriots, America had the black patriot. So the Europeans in America had a black patriot to fight for them, and the black patriot had slaves, freemen all together. But the slaves were guaranteed their freedom. So every time we fought for these Europeans, they guaranteed us our freedom, which I know we should have been free anyway. But we survived, went through that, and they show you the importance of us, that they needed us. We're like the middle for them, the middle people for them, the middleman for them. We're their engine. So without us, could European civilization survive? And this right here to give all honor itself. Because without us, this wouldn't be America. They built America on African slaves' back. When I say African, I'm talking about all those who have you a melanin. No matter if you say black Indian. If you got nigger blood, or Negro blood, or African blood, you got the kinky hair, no matter how red, or how albino you is, or how yellow you is, you are a niggeroid. If you got kinky curly hair that's so tight, you got kinky hair, and you got woolly hair, you are a niggeroid. If you got that big nigger nose, and big nigger lips, the phenotypes, even though you might don't be the darkest nigga, you got nigger in your blood. If you got nigger in your blood, then you're African. It don't matter. What's one word to describe nigga, to describe Negro, to describe Niger, a Nigerian, which nigga come from, to describe black, to describe Indian. It's one word to describe that. It's African. And we use that for the purpose of the land of Africa. Regardless of where it come from. We know that all the words come from Europeans, but without us, will the Americans be great? We made Americans great. We made Americans great. We made Europeans great. We made other cultures great. So when we talk about the culture in America, we talking about the rice eating people, soul food eating people who eat chicken, who eat macaroni, they even though they eat pork, they eat ham, they eat pork chops, they eat all of that. And so okra, we talking about cornbread eating people. Even though that ain't to the healthiest of black people, but that's what we call soul food. This part of our culture. But also those who are spiritual. What we eat vegetables and fruits. This is our soul food. So when we talking about the African American culture, it's many religion, spirituality, traditions in one that make us so beautiful. But the thing is, even though we have those who are Islam, those who are Christians, those who are Hebrew Israelite, those who are Judaism, those who are Jews as black people, whatever they are, those who are 5%ers, those who are whatever they are, the Moorish black people, and also those who into what I'm into, African spirituality or Kemet, those who are in hoodoo, those who are in voodoo, those who are in whatever spirituality. The one thing we all have in common in African American culture, we all African, and we all at one time or another can get along together. We all can play together. Because there's so many people who have different beliefs that I'm around, that I get along with as family, as friends. It's a shame. We all play together, get along together. But we learn how to divide and keep our beliefs to ourselves. Learn how to operate. And this is what you call love and true spirituality. Some haven't reached the level of spirituality, because I was a religion too. And we know that's man-made and that's European-made when we talk about religion. But the most important thing is, even though religion, we're talking about Christians, your Muslims, Islam, even though they are in Hinduism, even though they are a religion, the thing is, our people with African DNA in the Americas, they learn how to be the chemists and convert, help change some of the things of what these religions is. Some of them still practice spirituality on the side, but some of them became religion, but they still been the chemists. Brought change to that religion, brought change, made the religion more than what it was, even though it was European. Anything that we touch as African Americans, we made it gold. They took our ideas, we give them ideas, our talents through music, through art, through sports, all of that. Without all this, will we be entertained? Think about it. Will the world be entertained? So when we say the African American culture in the United States, we as the ones with the African DNA who set an example for Africans in our homeland and the African diaspora elsewhere in the Americas. We talking about the USA part of America. I can't speak for South America, Mexico, or the Caribbeans, but I'm speaking for the USA where I'm at. But I'm sure that we all can relate and we all can bond regardless. So with this being said, yes, North America, African Americans, those who are in the USA, our culture is so brilliant. They got many talents, many styles, many lingo's. We create words. Why I call us the chemists. Chemists is like making something that was ugly to something beautiful, changing things that's bad energy to good energy. We took the English language and made slangs, our own lingo out of it. And they couldn't even understand it. The European couldn't understand it. We had to tell them what it means, these slangs, out their own language. You see how brilliant it was? But also, the Gullah Geechee, because we barely could say these words. But also, we had our ancestors who created their own lingo out of it. But also, those who barely could say these words, say these words, and it becomes something else. Like, out here, over there. Instead of saying over there, we say over there. In Savannah area, Gullah Geechee. Well, we say instead of saying booty, we say bunky. She got a fat bunky, not booty. So I'm just trying to show you an example of how we utilize these words. And we say out here, not out here, but out here. So just trying to show you how beautiful the African American culture is, a branch of everything. It has Gullah Geechee, it has Creole, it has Pidgin, it has slangs, it has even hip hop. It has everything in it. We're talking about this culture so brilliant, different style, different lingo, that we set an example for Africans not only in the Americas, but also in the world. But not only Africans itself, our brothers and sisters in Africa or in Haiti, in Jamaica, in Brazil. We set an example for even other races and other. We are the world examples. Of course, we got to fight harder in everything we do, because they would try to drag us down. But with our strength, it won't let us fall. It won't let us stop. We keep going and we fight. So we used to fighting. It's in us. So those who in America, those Africans are niggas in Americas. We are niggas or blacks, whatever you want to call us, Negro. And I know a lot of people will fight the word nigga. But if you understood what nigga means, it comes from the word Nigeria. And we know that Nigeria, but also niggas. It comes from Naga. All of this means itself royalty, divine people, those who in authority, kings and queens. So this word nigga is so divine, but they used to use it to try to tear us down, and we thought it was bad. But then we embraced it. The streets embraced it, brought it back, and only us could call each other niggas. We'll fight if somebody called us a nigga. Other races called us a nigga. And those who wasn't a nigga. This is how important that word is. It's still surviving. It's still floating today. So when we say nigga, we also talking about black. And black don't actually means black, even though we have people in our culture who is jet black. But black means it's a code for those who has Euromelanin. When I say Euromelanin, we talk about those who have from the copper brown to the reddish brown to dark brown to black. Those who have Euromelanin, from yellowish brown all the way on to the blackest, to the purple black, to the blue black. So now, this culture is so vibrant. We eat seafood. Those on the coastline, the Gullah Geechee. We talking about those from Jacksonville, St. Augustine, Brunswick, Savannah, Georgia, Darien, Hilton Head, Allen. We talking about Charleston, South Carolina. We talking about Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We talking about North Carolina, Wilmington, North Carolina, if I'm saying it correct. Seafood. We love seafood. So this culture eats seafood, crabs, oysters, shrimps. So our culture is so diverse that you can't just label one thing for us. Because we're a culture that have many interests. Like, for example, I'm spiritual. And so I could deal with anybody, everybody. I'm into the nature, animism, Kemet Kushite culture that's in my blood. But also spirituality itself. I say spirit. Some might say God. Sometimes I say the universe. Some people might say call different names like Allah. Some might say other names. But this culture is so diverse as one. If we didn't fight among what is what, we'll win. That's the only thing in this culture that's so destructive when it comes to perception, when it comes to perspective. If we can respect each other, perception and perspective, we will win. But also, if we can get our mind right, the world don't need changing. If we can get our mind right, our culture will be more brilliant and more powerful, that we will be the ultimate truth of the world. Because the world already looking at us. Like, the drill music started over here. It ain't the best music there is. It really kind of toxic. But what do you see? In Africa, they doing drill music. In Ghana, Nigeria, but also in Kenya. All over Africa, they doing drill music. Because we are the role model. They talking about they being like they African-American brothers. So with that being said, this should let you know that we set an example. The reason why, through all the hardship, all the pain, all the survivors, everything we went through, not only in Americas, our brothers in Africa went through it too. Our brothers and sisters in Africa went through it too, because over there, they were colonized too. Not only we was in Americas and we got shipped over here or whatever, both been colonized. Africans everywhere, from the Caribbeans, everywhere. From the South America to Mexico to North America, everywhere been colonized. We were colonized everywhere. To Asia, to the Africans in Asia. So when we talk about African Americans over here, when you come over here, you're going to have a good time. You're going to feel rich. You're going to feel divine. Even though some would say, oh, they've been under the Europeans. But the Europeans showed us. What if we didn't experience what is bad? What if we didn't know how the Europeans think? We'd be in trouble. And that's why a lot of people in Africa want African Americans over there, because we know how Europeans think. We know how Spanish people think. We've been around these people. We know how different races think. So this give us an edge and on top. So with it being said, understand the significance and the importance of who you are, because this is very powerful. After you get tired of the man-made religions such as Christianity, being a Muslim, being Hinduism, you might go into metaphysics, or you come to spirituality. Then it gets deeper when you come to African spirituality, because you feel the power. You know that self. When you know that self, all the wars and all the battles, all the street wars, all the drug dealers, all the drug smoking that Africans doing on the streets, it would stop. And yes, you are African or black, or all the black people would stop smoking dope. They would stop being into the habits, because they know themselves. They would heal. You would be into the herbal healing. So that would help our ancestors back in the day. Hindu, voodoo, magic, all that helped our ancestors win all these wars, guerrilla wars, not to mix herbs together. Being in tune with nature, not religion. Religion kind of brought death to the mind. Religion helped in some aspects, far as structure and for them to stay in line a little bit, but that's it. But after a while, you want to go past that. So in our culture, African culture, speaking on the African American culture, it's so brilliant. It's so many stars and millionaires, African millionaires and black millionaires, and we still don't own what we're supposed to own. We still not doing what we're supposed to do. Then the thing is, a lot of the black people or African people in America, we're talking about African Americans, are also Freemasons and Easter Stars. A lot of them. So we got so much freedom far as what we choose, what I like that's better than other parts of the world. And no matter if you're an Easter Star, you're a Prince Hall Mason, or whatever Mason you are, they got the Egyptian type Masons, daughter of the Nile type Masons. They got all type of African or black Masons. And some is under the European Masons, which is England and Scotland. Just like they was on a plantation being colonized. But some say they did not. Some say they're doing their own thing. They separated from the European. However, speaking of African Americans, this is a beautiful culture, because we can choose what we want to do. Freedom of speech and freedom of religions. I know a lot of you will say there's no such thing as freedom of speech because how they treating you. But if you use the law properly, you can win. Even though we got to fight for everything, we'll win. That's what we're here to do. To fight for everything we have to fight for. Stand up even to the death of us. So we did that more. We definitely coming to more power, and we save and create our land. When we was in segregation, we did much better. But in integration, mixing in with European, Mongoloids, which is Chinese, Mexicans, mixing in with whites and all that there, as one, it did about the detriment because we depend on others instead of ourselves now. We don't depend on our own no more. But at the same time, we still here as an African American culture. You see it. I'm an example on the spiritual aspects of this culture. You got spiritual aspects of this culture. You got the religious aspects of this culture. You got those who are artists, those who are musicians. You got those who are different levels, those who are geniuses, those who are scientific geniuses, inventors. Yeah, so a lot of our designs as African Americans been taken and utilized, not just in ancient Kemet or Kush, but also as African Americans. So this culture is so beautiful. Every day, you got the smile of the achievements, the wars we went through, the Gullah Wars, and we won against the United States of American Army as African people. So you got to think of all the achievements that they didn't even teach in school. It's our story. It's empower you that we know today. And anything that they do, it could be the internet. No matter what it is, we change and make it beautiful. You got to understand the powers that you are and the need, how much they need you to survive. They make money off you. Trillions of dollars off you buying their hair and get your hair cut and buying this and buying that out of stores, all together, trillions of dollars from African people. They need you to survive. Without you, they won't be rich, they won't be empowered, they won't be in business. So they need you. If they need you, that means you got the power. They need you to build. They need your intelligence. They need to use you as money. They need to use you in some aspects as diplomats. And we don't have no clue in the world what these wars be about. Well, we be in it. We in the middle. That's why I say we are the middle people, the diplomats for these people. Bring the peace, bring the harmony. While they so chaotic, we the one bringing the peace here and everything in the land of America. We set example for the world, not just America. The African people got African DNA. Don't matter if you're yellow, you're red, you're brown, you're dark brown, or you're black, jet black, because you got all shades over here in America. You got the kanky nigga hair. That's one way to tell if you Negroid. Your hair. If you got the big motor nose, broad motor nose, the big lips, that's another way. But mainly the kanky hair, you got the combination, you just know. So that being said, so y'all gotta understand, this culture is brilliant, very nice. Got the dancer, we love to dance, we dance with the spirit. We are dancing people, music people, all of that. So this is very, you got to give much credit to the ancestors. Because African American culture, we accept people easily. And those who don't treat us good, those who don't treat us well. So we have to watch other people who don't have our best interests at heart. Because we the only people who hurt each other the most. It is advertised in the media. So once we stop that, we'll be the best because we the one make the media. All you see is African people in the media. Without us in the media, there won't be a media. Without us doing anything, won't be us. So we make the excitement of life. I want y'all to see this and understand. So this is why the African American culture is so important. It's the nigger culture, black culture, African American culture. So this is us. This is us, the Gullah Geechee, the Creole. So all is one. All this is one. So with this being said, we are our ancestors and the ancestors is us. So you got to understand this. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful culture. From Savannah, Georgia, this is who I be. Gullah Geechee area. This is me, beautiful people. Ashe.